once you kind of go through those 2 articles, and you can go through my unit, I attached it, like I said earlier, I really want to extend an invitation to you to join me this year and go out on a limb. If you have no experience, that's okay. If you haven't taken a course, that's totally fine too. But to join me in my mindfulness journey, there are different approaches to mindfulness in everyone's classroom. It doesn't just have to be yoga and breathing, which I think is a large part of it. And so a lot of teachers think like, well, I can't do yoga in my classroom. Well, no, that's not what I'm asking. But to do something that is comfortable for you in your classroom, I believe if we all did it across our cohort for 120, 110 kids, I think it would be very helpful. I think if we use the same language, explicitly teaching mindfulness strategies that deal with anxiety, that deal with coping emotionally, that deal with just being thoughtful and being organized, I think the students would greatly benefit, as you can see from those 2 articles as well. So the way that I'm going to implement mindfulness this year is at the beginning of each class, with both my English 9 and my Advanced English 9 students, I'm going to take the first 10 minutes of class from when everyone gets there. So I understand we have curriculum to get through. I acknowledge that we have so much to cover by the end of the year. But I do think that the benefits of mindfulness are so important, we can make room for it. So I will have my students come in, and if you go into my unit, you'll see the activity breakdown for the first marking period. Every day I'm going to have them try something new. I'm going to start with the ideas of mindfulness. Sorry, I'm opening it. Of mindfulness, what it is in that overview. But then I'm going to move into specific activities that deal with body stuff. Like the first thing I'm doing is the candy exercise, kind of hook them in, use some candy. Talking about, being active in noticing patterns in your body, mindful viewing, mindful speaking, self-awareness, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 activities. So I have all these activities planned out that I plan to do with our shared students. You are welcome to adapt them. When we get back to school and we start having our meeting times, we can plan maybe during in-service what follow-ups you could do. And another important thing to mention is there's direct mindfulness, which is, I don't want to say lecture-based, but it's where you tell the students how to be mindful, they practice it. It's very direct, just like direct instruction. And then there's indirect mindfulness, which is where I personally practice mindfulness, and then I share the reflections of that with my students. And both are necessary components to having students get a fuller experience of mindfulness, period. So I wanted to make this video because I wanted you to have this information prior to our first meeting and in service, and I wanted to give you some time to do some research, look it up, maybe find some activities for your actual curriculum. For example, Matthew, science and art, you could look up some social studies, mindfulness activities. Talk to your colleagues, see if anybody is interested. Or has done it already in your curriculum area. It's always better to collaborate, as we know, than to kind of start from scratch all alone. But I'm really excited about this, and I hope that you'll take me up on my invitation and join me. And please let me know if you have any questions. And thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in August.